Welcome to the Safe Wheel live stream where I share my real P&L on 3 accounts and teach my proprietary Safe Wheel options trade for free. And the system is currently down 1.5% year to date. Please type in the chat that you can hear me okay. Let me get to my comments here. And post any questions you might have because I'm teaching this system for free. Any questions about that or options trading in general? Make sure to post those questions early so I don't end the broadcast before those questions come on, before I can get to them. Okay, so I do trade 3 systems here. The first one is the earnings edge. What happened last week with the earnings edge? Okay, Philip, you can hear me? Thank you. Appreciate that. Or Felipe, sorry. Okay, earnings edge. Last week we traded Costco and had a relatively small loss, $221. The trade never really went our way, so we just took a relatively small loss there, which is not out of the ordinary. So currently, my record with the earnings edge is 27 wins, 15 losses, and 4 break-evens. And ever since I applied the new exit criteria, my record is 6 wins, 7 losses, and 1 break-even. And my average loss is $402, and my average gain is $966. So we're, overall ahead on this new system by a lot. In 2022, the system did 63%, and in 2023, we're down 24%. So I'm glad. I mean, I don't like being down, but I do want to make sure that everybody knows that this system has some volatility in it. I think last year we were down like this too. So there is a lot of volatility. Your account value is going to fluctuate quite a bit. We're trying to turn a small account into a large account. Okay, next, the Premier Level 5. What's going on with that? So with the Premier Level 5, you started this account this year with $33,583. We started the account actually with $30,000 back in April of 2022. And the PL5 did a 15% annualized last year. That's when the market was down 20%. And it had about a 4% max drawdown from peak to trough. And now we're looking at around $35,000. We're currently up approximately 4.8% this year, with the market up around 4.1 or 4.2%. So we're just a little bit ahead of the market, but that's good because the market is, we're basically in a bull market overall, and this system is keeping pace. So when we go to the sideways market or the grind down or the crash, we're going to vastly outperform. So this is what I would recommend if you have over $30,000. This is the way I would trade my money. $30,000 account, and there's a link in the description. There also is a link in the description for the earnings edge. Now, let's see here. Make sure I got everything going. That's the earnings edge of Premier Level 5. Now the Safe Wheel. We'll get into the Safe Wheel now. All right, so let's get into that account. It's this account here. All right, we're trading Uber, and we're running the wheel strategy with a hedge. Let's see here. So let's take a look at the hedge first. The hedge is still above 100 days left. So I don't need to move that in terms of days left in the hedge. Now, as far as the hedge being close enough to the actual price of Uber, what is Uber? 33.45. So I want to make sure that it's within 70% of 33.45. When you run the number here on my calculator, 33.45 times 0.7. So yeah, it needs to be around 23.24. My hedge is at 27.50, so it's well within the range. My hedge is good. So now that I know that, I'm going to run the normal wheel strategy or the traditional wheel strategy on top of the hedge. So last week I sold a put at 33.50, and Uber is currently trading 33.45. So it's pretty much right at my strike price. So I was assigned, I own 100 shares at 33.50, and I have enough buying power to get into another 100 shares pretty easily. And that's the way the system is sized, using a stock between $20 and $40. But I'm not worried about that yet. So what I'm going to do is because I own the shares, I'm going to do what the traditional wheel calls for, and I'm going to sell a covered call. I want to sell something where I get at least 1% of 33.50. So I get at least like $33, $34 minimum. But I want to be out of the money too. So let's take a look at what I can do or can't do. And I want to do it in the nearest expiration cycle, one that expires on Friday. So I'm going to be looking at the calls here. And you can see that I can go, I could go to the 34.50. It's barely paying me enough premium. I want to get like $33, $34. I might get 32 or something here. But I think I'm going to go to the 34. I'll take this nice premium here, and I'll be out of the money. So if I get called away, I'll make an extra $50. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this. And I'm only going to do one because of my sizing. Mid price 45, maybe try to get 46 for it. It moved against me, $5. Okay, so it's still filled there. All right, so now I've done the traditional wheel, but I do have this hedge, and I've got to protect this hedge. So I'm going to buy something. $6 is the most I'll pay, right? So I don't think I'm going to get the 36. So I'm going to buy the 36.50 here. I'll buy one of those. This will protect my hedge. I'm going to end up paying $5 for it, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, so now I have my wheel. So this, takes, I come in here once a week, and literally it takes, if I didn't do this in front of everyone or whatever, it might take 5 minutes, if that. That's one of the keys to the trading systems that I put together, is I like to do things that are on schedule and that don't take a lot of time, because I like to do other things other than trade all day like a day trader. Now I will come in on Friday and I will see if this long call right here at 36.50 is in the money. So if Uber on Friday in late afternoon before the market closes, about 30 minutes before the market closes, if it's above 36.50, I'm going to sell this call. So I do have my alarm set to come in and take a look at it for a couple seconds there on Friday. Okay, so that is the wheel, or the safe wheel strategy there. And what I needed to do today. Now also the safe wheel is available if you want to take a shortcut and you want to get the flow chart and the 6 filters that I use to choose the stock. You can take a shortcut there. It's only $89. There's a link in the description. All right, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Carl Daum, and hit the like and hit the notification bell. So please hit that like button. That really helps out my channel, helps everything. That's the reason why I do the safe wheel and give it away for free, is to try to build up my channel. So if you hit the like button, it really helps me out. Okay, so next I'm going to get into any questions. Sarah, are there any opportunities for a free trial? I'm interested in the level 5, but the cost is exorbitant. No, I don't have that type of model where I do a free trial. The thing is, the information I'm giving away is proprietary. So I don't like to do free trials. I think a lot of the instructors out there that do free trials, I don't think they're really giving anything away proprietary. They're just giving away any things that you can get anywhere else. And so a free trial is not a big deal, but to me, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, I'm the one who knocks. Do you have any strategies on index options? Well, the PL5, the Premier Level 5, you can use on SPX, and I do send out an alert on that. And I'm going to be making an announcement probably next week, on a new system where I actually get in the weeds with a very small group of people, kind of like a mastermind, and really help them through one of these trades. And I'm actually going to give away everything that it takes to make the trade. But that's coming up. Probably I'll have that ready by next week. And that is using index options. Philip, is there any news on Rockwell? Well, I can't talk about Rockwell. My attorney tells me not to talk about it. Otherwise, I would love to talk about it. But when you get into litigation and all that kind of stuff, I just can't do it. So now we just created a little more paperwork for my attorney, because now we've got to take this video, because we talked about it. We talked about Rockwell, and we've got to submit it into discovery. That's okay, though. So, okay, well, I don't see any further questions. Are there any other questions now that we have things going? Any questions about options trading? I mean, second order Greeks. Oh, okay. I guess there was a little lag in the system here, because now I have about 7 questions. Okay. ETA for Earnings Edge course. I have the course ready. I'm just not ready to release it yet, because I kind of want to make sure that the whole model and everything works for me. There's a small possibility that I won't release it at all, but I think that there's a higher probability that I will release it eventually. I'm just not ready to release it yet. Eddie, what should one do if the IV drops so much that there's no credit to receive on the puts or calls? Okay. So let's say that there's not enough credit to receive, probably because let's say I own the 100 shares, the price of the stock goes down, I can't sell a call for any decent premium. Well, what I'll do is I'll add another layer. In other words, I'll sell another put. I'll go in and do 200 shares at that point. Like right now, I'm just playing with 100 shares. I'll basically double down at that point, and I can afford to do that because I have a hedge. And that is the maximum amount that I'll go. I'll only go with 200 shares. I won't double down for a third time or anything. I'll just do it twice. Now, when that particular, let's say that I'm in 200 shares and I can't sell a call for any kind of premium. So I'm kind of stuck in the position. I'm not really stuck, because I have this hedge right here protecting me. And so if the stock goes down that much, the hedge is actually recovering everything. And at that point, if I get stuck and I cannot get any premium on a covered call in either one of my two positions, I will exit the position, even if it's at a loss. But my hedge at that point is really helping me out, because you have to go pretty far down in order to be in that scenario. And that's when the hedge kicks in. I hope that makes sense. Uma, is a synthetic dragon coming? That I haven't made 100% decision. You know what? I'll ask you guys right now. Are you guys more interested in the synthetic dragon and knowing how to trade the synthetic dragon? Or are you more interested in trading the Premier Level 5 and knowing everything that you need to know about the Premier Level 5 to trade it? Which one would you guys prefer? So maybe you guys can answer here in here in the comments. Eddie, on the safe wheel. Yes, that's what I was answering about on the safe wheel when I answered your question there. Sarah, I have a lot of TQQQ shares at a cost basis of $60. What are those trading at? I don't know. TQQQ? Oh, okay. What would you do if you woke up tomorrow in this situation? Sell covered calls below my basis. Oh, boy. See, this is why I have the safe wheel, because I just never want to be in this scenario here. It's tough to sell, like if you were to sell if you want to try to sell the 60, right? You might go further out in time. This doesn't even have the 60 available. I mean, you're way out of there. You're a long-termer here, right? I mean, you can go out, what is this? A year and maybe get a little bit of premium at that 60. I might do that and just say, you know what, I'm holding this thing forever, for a long time. I just never want to put myself in that scenario. That's why I always back test everything to see worst case scenarios. And I just don't put myself in this situation. I understand you're in that. You can either just hold and wait for it to get closer to 60 or sell the 60 way out in time. But I probably would not sell below my basis unless I needed the capital to deploy and I can make a higher return doing something else. So think about it from that point of view. Okay, fair. Thanks. Sorry. No big deal. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Good on you for taking on Rockwell. Glad that fight is a good fight and it energizes you. Yes, I appreciate that. You mentioned about second order Greeks. Well, I mentioned that if you have any questions about second order Greeks, you can ask me and I can answer those questions. And I think you're not really going to find anyone where you can get on live with somebody and they can answer questions about second order Greeks. The only thing about second order Greeks for me is I may or may not give you the perfect answer from an academic point of view, but I will give you an answer from here's how to make money using second order Greeks point of view. So that's my specialty. Philip, I'm new to trading and I'm not quite sure where to start. I have a small account. What are you all like? No money down tips. Well, there's a video that I put together that goes through all of my trading systems. You can go through that. You can use the safe wheel. Doesn't cost you anything. Last year did 21%. Currently down a little bit this year. So that's a more conservative approach if you have a small account. Or you can go with the earnings edge. It's very volatile. You can lose money, but you can also gain a lot of money. And the goal would be for me, if I were you, just get it up to $30,000 and then get into something like the Premier Level 5, something that's more conservative, that makes money slowly over time and doesn't have large drawdowns. That's the way I would do it. James, not having a free trial, but have you thought about a longer duration subscription? We've seen that the PL5 trades take several months. It would seem prudent to have a deal. Oh, you mean like if you buy it for a year, you get a discount kind of thing? Yeah, I've thought about that. I just haven't really considered it strongly. And initially, when I think about it, I just don't want to do something like that. I just want everybody to pay the same price. But that's kind of my thought process going in. Will, I recommend you all watch Carl's last interview with AJ Sheff from the Wealthy Idiots. He goes into many tips on trading and about his case of why he may not be able to talk much. Thank you, Will. Will is always a great contributor here. He's always got great ideas. I actually write stuff down when he says things. Okay. UMA PL5. Okay, I'm assuming you're... Oh, okay, that's your vote. You'd rather learn about the PL5 than the synthetic dragon. Thank you for that. I'm the one who knocks, likes a synthetic dragon. So that's like 1-1. UMA, because less needed. Oh, because less money is needed to trade it. Yeah, that makes sense. Brad likes the dragon. Philip, the one that's easiest to start. They're about the same. Going to tell you the difference between the two systems. Really, the difference is the trade structure. One trade structure is closer to the money. One is further away from the money. The synthetic dragon seems to have a better, or doesn't seem to have, it has a higher rate of return over history than the PL5. But this year in 2023, the PL5 is outperforming the dragon. So you really don't know, what you're going to get. Guy, could the synthetic dragon be done with span margin? Yes, it could. James, don't do it. TQ is not for long term. Oh, it's one of those. Is this a leveraged? Oh. TQQQ is one of those leveraged deals that actually always go down. Yeah, taking that into consideration, I might just take my loss and redeploy that somewhere else in a little more effective manner. That's a better option now that someone mentioned that TQQQ is a leverage ETF than what I had originally thought. I don't trade, I trade SPX and ES and occasionally do a wheel strategy or earning strategy on regular stocks, but I don't get into the TQQQs of the world. I don't have any strategies with those. I don't trade the VIX. Javier, in the scenario you just mentioned, that you're stuck with 200 shares and the put hedge is not working yet, would it be wiser to wait 1 week to see if things get better rather than assuming a loss? Yeah, I mean, you have a point. You can do that, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that might work. Because, if the stock goes down further, your put hedge is going to outpace the 200 shares that you have. And if it goes up, you're going to be able to sell premium the following week. You do have, I wish I would have did that with Uber. If I would have done that with Uber that one time instead of taking that loss a few weeks ago, I'd be up on Uber right now. So yeah, there is something to say about that, and that's kind of your own personal preference. You might do that. I mean, the reason why one of the main reasons why I don't do that is because I need to be trading. Like this is a system that I'm sharing with people, and I don't really want to come in with a system and say, okay, well, there's nothing to do today. That's not how I want to run the system. Now, you could be totally right. I mean, that could be a better way to go. I haven't back tested it, but it could totally be a better way to go. James, it goes away in the futures waste. Yeah, the TQQQ. Yeah, that sucker just depreciates. It's a depreciating asset. James, what would you suggest, James? She's got 200 shares. Holding the bag. We'll see what James says here. Carl, I also lost on my run into earnings trade with Costco and CRM, but did not lose as much because I also sold some premium earlier. This week I'm trying DG and ORCL. Yeah, that's interesting. Usually after I get off this live stream and within a couple hours, I'll go in and filter through and pick my earnings edge stock for the week. Sarah, what is your favorite back testing software? It is OptionNet Explorer. You can use it. If you use my link, you can get a 10% discount for the first, I think it's for the first month or two. And you search through my channel, you'll see you can just put in OptionNet Explorer and you can see how I use it. You can see why I like it. I've done some videos on that. Right, I hope litigation concludes quickly. Yeah, it's been almost a year now. Steve-O, just discovered your channel. Does the $89 Safe Whale course cover exactly what the Safe Whale component is? No, it doesn't. It appears it involves buying a protected put with a future expiration date, but not clear. You should watch like the first couple of live streams that I did where I opened up a new trade. And then once you watch me open up a new trade with a Safe Wheel and you have the $89 package, you should know pretty much everything. But if you just get the $89 package and you don't watch any of my live streams, you're not going to have enough information. James, if I was you, I'd take the money, and believe the NASDAQ can come back. The QQQ doesn't degrade over time. Move the value sideways into it. I would be honest, it would be hard to recover. So, Sarah, there's your answer there. And James, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Okay. James says it's not easy. Now they're talking to each other. Okay, let's get to people talking to me. Do you have any, let's see here. Do you have any, this is from Jones. Do you have any automatic, non-manual back testers? If so, which one do you like? I do not. I know there's some out there and I just have not played with them enough to get good at them. They kind of have their downfalls. It kind of doesn't let you get into the weeds a little bit. Plus, let me just say this, when you back test something with OptionNet Explorer, you become the master of that trade. It really, you know every detail about it because time's going by quick, time's going by fast, and you're applying it. And so it's really it's not just getting results from the back test, it's like mastering that trade. It really helps. Okay, I don't see any more questions here. So one thing I like to say in parting before I come back next week, and I will probably come in with a interesting offer. Oh, wait a minute, here's more. Does OptionNet Explorer take into account the weighted Vega? No, does not. Sarah, do you have a long-term portfolio? Yes, I do, and I have about 70% of my net worth in the Synthetic Dragon system. And 2020, I made about 116,000. 2021, I made 129,000. 2022, I made about 175,000 approximately. So Synthetic Dragon's for real. And that's where that was what I consider my long-term portfolio. I am not long stock. I do have my wife's IRA with around $40,000 in there where I'm forced to be long stock, and I'm just kind of doing my best and doing okay, but I don't have any confidence in my ability to pick stocks and go long. But over time, 5 or 10 years, that'll work. I'm confident in that type of system, the long-term play. Javier, thank you for these sessions. You are welcome. Sounds exciting. Can't wait. I think this week's trade on the Safe Wheel looks good too. Yeah, it does. It does look good. We made a comeback. We were down I don't know, 3.5% or something like that, or 4%. Now we're only 1.5%, so we're making a comeback. I want to hear more about the synthetic dragon, maybe beginner video. One thing you have to know about this synthetic dragon is I would not trade it without portfolio margin, which means with interactive brokers, you need to have at least $100,000, and with Thinkorswim, you need to have at least $125,000. And with Tastyworks or Tastytrade, you cannot trade it because they don't let you trade advanced structures with their format, with their brokerage format, whatever. It's just crazy. They want you to trade what they trade, and they don't want you to trade anything else. So yeah, so I mean that's going to eliminate a lot of people right there. I mean, you don't have 100 grand, you're not going to. Well, I think you guys just mentioned that we can trade it with the ES. So this is why I'm not ready to release it yet, because I got to think through all these things. We might be able to do it on an ES. I just don't like the ES because the commissions are so damn high. I mean, they're like just crazy, like $2.85 a contract. Like, just come on. And it's only half like what you get with the SPX. So that's literally like $5 a contract instead of like 65 cents. I mean, it's just outrageous. I don't like trading the ES, but that's what we need to do sometimes when you have a smaller account, $30,000. I don't really want to go there. Like, I just want to get people that have the $100,000 or $150,000. Actually, $200,000 is probably where I'm going to go. So if you don't have like $200,000, I'm probably not going to. I'm probably just not going to do it with you. I'm probably going to only take like 5 students. I mean, like, I'm not taking very many. So it's kind of a small, tiny group where I'm really into the weeds with the group and teaching them everything. But and what are the other things that's interesting about it? I'll kind of give you a little bit of the way I'm thinking is that I would have you trade with like $200,000, and then it's going to cost a little bit of money, like $12,500 for 6 months. But anything you make, if you make trading, let's say you make $12,500, or let's say you only make $8,000, I'll reimburse you the difference. I'll reimburse you the difference that you pay me. So in essence, if you make any money trading over that 6-month period, you really got the system for free. So that's one of the models that I'm thinking about. It's not 100%, it's just something I'm bouncing around. Is SD trading only the SPX index only? Yeah, I just explained that. Like, I could use a smaller account and have more students and all that stuff, but I'd rather just go with a larger account, have a smaller amount of students. So, yeah. James talking to Sarah. Sarah, any thoughts on the zero DTE options trading trend that's all the rage? Have you ever personally tried this? I think that there could be some merit to the zero DTE trading. I have not got into details about it. If I ever do another review again, one of those might be a zero DTE trader, so I can get into the weeds on the zero DTE stuff. I think there possibly is some merit to it. The problem, I don't like it because I'd prefer to only trade, once a week for 15 minutes at the most, kind of thing, rather than, every single day getting in there. So that's what I don't like about it already. But there could be something there. I don't have enough information to say there isn't. Oh boy, zero DTE, yeah. It might be good, but all those YouTube comments, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Zero DTE, I'm assuming. Okay. I know one that is sharing their P&L in a graph. Yeah. Yeah, there might be a couple. I haven't gotten into that. Got other things going on right now. I haven't done review for a full year. If you guys haven't noticed, I haven't done that for a year. So Yeah, who's showing that P&L graph? I want to know too. As far as 2060, where does it fit in P&L? Oh, it's just a free course that I give away, and it's just kind of a way to learn how I trade. And I don't show my P&L. I don't run that 2060 on my own. I don't do it. I don't have an account doing it, but it's a way to learn how to trade the way that I trade. Shovel, let's do this. The Cool Carl Show. Thanks, Shovel. So the comments that were trolling. Oh, okay, yeah. So somebody said something on my video the other day, and then they said that they were doing 0 DTE stuff. Yeah. And a lot were promoting the 0 DTE, but who's showing their P&L? That's the one that I want to know about. That's probably the one that I would review if I went ahead and reviewed. But yeah, I can send an email with a guy sharing a P&L. Sure, so you can send it, or you can tell me who it is right here. It's fine either way. I have nothing to hide. And there might be somebody out there sharing their P&L, and that's fine. I don't see them doing it. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I kind of know why, but there might be somebody showing their P&L. But then you can also get to the level of, well, what happens if they're showing their P&L in this bull market, but what happens if the market crashes? What's that portfolio going to do? So I kind of pick up the portfolio and then I'll put it back through a crash and see what would happen if the market crashes today, kind of thing. So I kind of look at everything from all angles. I show my P&L, but I roll with Cool Carl. Yeah, the shovel and we talk about our P&L and stuff like that. We're on Discord. He's in my Premier Level 5 group. Nobody can beat the humble trader. Now she is the best options. She's trading options now. Okay. That's good for her. All right. Right. You can let me know, or I guess you don't want to stay here in the chat. That's okay. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to end the live stream now. So one thing I like to say, if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week.